Hey y'all, let me tell you about a guy named Marcus Tate, a man who thought he'd found his slice of peace in a sleepy little suburb outside Knoxville, Tennessee, only to have it all turned upside down by a single piece of mail. Marcus was 46, a retired Marine who'd spent half his life serving his country, raising his daughter Ellie with a firm hand and a big heart, always teaching her to stand tall, to respect the land and the rules. He'd settled into a cozy, split-level house in a neighborhood called Willow Creek, tucked right up against a stretch of woods that felt like they held all the quiet he'd ever need: a place to breathe, to hunt, to pass on lessons his own dad had taught him. Every Saturday at dawn, Marcus would nudge Ellie awake. She's 15, all teenage attitude, but a crack shot with a rifle, and they'd pile into his beat-up Chevy pickup, orange vests on, thermos of coffee for him, hot cocoa for her. Those woods weren't just trees and trails. They were where Marcus taught Ellie patience, how to listen to the world instead of shouting over it, how to respect every step you take. One crisp October morning, they're coming back from a hunt laughing because Ellie swore she'd almost bagged a buck but spooked it with a sneeze when Marcus spots a thick envelope stuffed in his mailbox. It's got the fancy crest of the Willow Creek HOA, all official looking. He rips it open, expecting some nonsense about lawn mowing. But the words hit like a gut punch. Dear Mr. Tate, your recent firearm activity in the adjacent woodland has been deemed hazardous and disruptive to our community's values. You are fined $2,000, effective immediately. Sincerely, Eleanor Voss, HOA President. Marcus reads it again, his jaw tight, his chest heavy. Hazardous? Disruptive? He's hunted on legal land. Permits in order, nowhere near a soul. He's followed every rule, same as he always has, same as his daddy taught him. Ellie, peering over his shoulder, goes, "Dad, what's this crap? You didn't do anything wrong." Marcus hands her the letter, trying to keep his cool, and says, "It ain't about right or wrong, kid, it's about what they think looks right." That night at dinner, his wife, Sarah, catches the tension in his face right away. She slides the letter across the table, reads it slow, her eyes narrowing. "This doesn't add up, Marcus. The Jenkins family down the street shoots clay pigeons in their backyard every weekend. Nobody bats an eye." Marcus nods, his voice low, barely holding the anger back. "Exactly. Rules only apply when they feel like it." Next day, Marcus calls Eleanor Voss. Her voice is all clipped and proper, like she's reading from a script. "Mr. Tate, I assume you've seen the notice?" He keeps it steady, says, "Yeah, I have, but I need to know why I'm being singled out. I was hunting legally, far from any houses. How's that a problem?" Eleanor doesn't miss a beat. "You fired a gun near homes, Mr. Tate. Families heard it. Kids were outside. It's about safety and our community's image." Marcus pushes back. "I was legal, Eleanor. You gonna find the Jenkins too?" She pauses, then says, "The fine stands. If you disagree, you're welcome to raise it at the next HOA meeting." Marcus grips the phone, his knuckles white. "Guess I'll see you there." But deep down, he knows those meetings are a trap, a room full of whispers, rules twisted for some, weaponized against others. That night, sitting on his porch, the woods dark and quiet in the distance, Ellie plops down beside him. "Dad, we still hunting tomorrow?" Marcus stares out, the fire burning a hole in his mind. "Not yet, kid. They want to make those woods a problem? I'm going to change the game." And that's when the idea hits him: not fighting the HOA on their terms, but rewriting the rules entirely. See, Marcus isn't the type to beg for fairness in a stacked deck. He's a Marine. He strategizes, he moves. Next morning, instead of heading to the woods, Marcus makes a call to an old name, Walter Grayson, a grizzled guy in his 80s who owns the woodland bordering Willow Creek. Walter's family has held that land forever, long before the subdivision sprang up. Marcus meets him at a diner off Route 66, the kind with sticky tables and coffee that tastes like motor oil. Walter slides into the booth, his flannel shirt worn thin, his handshake like iron. "You're Tate? What's a guy like you want with my woods?" Marcus doesn't sugarcoat it. "I want to buy him. Not to build, not to flip, just to hunt, to keep it wild, to have a place for me and my daughter." Walter squints, sips his coffee. "Developers been after that land for years. HOA too. Why should I sell to you?" Marcus leans in, voice steady. "Because I'll respect it. I'll keep it right, long after you're gone." They talk for hours, and by the end, Walter's nodding. "My kids don't want it. Maybe it's time. Weeks later, after lawyers and surveys, Marcus holds the deed in his hand. Those woods are his. The first thing he does? Slaps up private property, no trespassing signs along the trails. By Sunday, the neighborhood's in an uproar. Folks stop him at the gas station, all red-faced. "You can't just lock us out, Marcus," yells Tom Wheeler, a jogger who treats those trails like his personal gym. Marcus stays calm. "It's my land now, Tom. Rules changed when they find me for nothing." Word spreads like wildfire, and Eleanor Voss is on the phone by Monday, her voice sharp as a blade. "You're causing a rift, Mr. Tate. People are furious." Marcus doesn't blink. Good. Maybe they'll think twice about fairness next time. But the fight's just getting started. Anonymous notes start showing up in Marcus's mailbox, some begging. "Please open the trails, our kids miss them." Others ugly, just scrawled curses, or "You don't belong here." Sarah finds one and shakes her head. "This is getting nasty, Marcus." He folds his arms. It was already nasty, they just hid it better. One night, Ellie's out walking the dog when she spots spray paint on their garage. Greedy bastard. She calls Marcus, her voice shaking. He grabs a can of paint, covers it up, but inside, he's seething. This ain't just about trails, it's personal, and Eleanor's fanning the flames. At the next HOA meeting, Eleanor's in her element, standing under the clubhouse lights like she's running for office. "This community thrives on unity," she says, all fake sincerity. "But one man's selfish choice has torn us apart." The crowd murmurs, some nodding, some shifting uncomfortably. She's got her loyalists, Tom Wheeler, a few others, but not everyone's buying it. Marcus stands up, holding that damn fine letter. "Y'all talk about unity, but where was it when you fined me for something legal? I watched neighbors shoot in their yards, no problem. Why me? Why my daughter and me?" Eleanor's smile doesn't budge. "It's not personal, Mr. Tate. It's about safety." Marcus locks eyes with her. "If it ain't personal, why's my name on this paper and nobody else's?" The room splits, half cheering Eleanor, half whispering maybe Marcus has a point. But Eleanor's not done. She starts a petition, gets 80 signatures demanding Marcus reopen the trails. Then come the community walks, families marching with signs, "Our trails, our rights," kids waving posters, all orchestrated by Eleanor to make Marcus the villain. Ellie sees it on her phone, the neighborhood page blowing up with comments calling Marcus selfish, an outsider. "Dad," she says, voice small, "they're saying we don't belong." Marcus pulls her close. "We belong, Ellie. Don't let their noise tell you different." But the noise gets louder. One night, Marcus catches two teens spray painting his signs. Tate's a jerk. He barks, "Get off my land." They scatter, but the damage is done. Sarah's pacing now, every creak in the house making her jump. This could turn violent, Marcus. What if someone comes after Ellie? He takes her hand, voice steady. "We'll protect her." But I'm not backing down. Then comes the knockout punch, a certified letter from a law firm. Eleanor's HOA is suing, claiming a prescriptive easement saying years of trail use gives them rights to his land. Sarah's face goes pale. "They're coming for everything, Marcus." He nods, jaw tight. Then we fight. Marcus hires a lawyer, Karen Hayes, sharp as a tack, who lays it out plain. They've got a case if they can prove long-term use without permission, but Walter's testimony could kill that. The court date looms, and Eleanor turns up the heat. More marches, more posts, even showing up at Marcus's door with a fake smile. "Open the trails, Marcus," and we drop the suit. "Be a neighbor." Marcus doesn't flinch. "You don't get to fine me, harass my family, then call it neighborly. Respect's earned, Eleanor, and you're in debt." The courtroom's packed, air thick with tension. Eleanor's lawyer spins a tale of stolen community joy, kids crying over lost trails. Karen counters, "Ownership ain't a popularity contest. Marcus bought the land fair and square. No taxes, no maintenance from y'all, just entitlement." Walter takes the stand, gravelly voice cutting through. "That land was mine for 60 years. Never gave nobody permission to traipse through it." Marcus speaks last, voice steady but raw. "I didn't buy this land to hurt anyone. I bought it to protect my daughter, my rights, my peace. Y'all talk fairness, but you fine me for doing what others do free. That ain't justice." The judge, a no-nonsense woman named Clara Boone, shuts it down clean. No easement. The land's Mr. Tate's. Case closed. Eleanor's face cracks, just for a second. Marcus exhales, Sarah grabs his hand, Ellie beams. But the judge adds, ownership's one thing, community's another. Y'all better figure out how to live together. Outside, neighbors whisper, some glaring, some nodding at Marcus with grudging respect. Ellie asks, what now, Dad? He looks at her, the woods in the distance. Now we live, kid. Head high, no apologies. Back home, things don't magically fix. Some neighbors thaw, others keep their distance. Eleanor's quiet, but Marcus knows she's not done. He's won the battle, but the war's never over, not when it's about respect, about standing your ground when the world wants you to kneel. And here's the thing, Marcus didn't just fight for his land. He fought for Ellie to know what it means to hold fast, for Sarah to see strength doesn't always shout, for himself to prove he's no outsider. But it makes you wonder, was he right to dig in, or did he burn too many bridges? What would you do if your peace came at the cost of a whole neighborhood's anger? Drop a comment. Tell me your take, because out here, respect's a two-way street, and sometimes it's a hell of a fight to prove it.